Israel is a unique country. It is the only country in the world that is under a permanent 24/7 assault about its basic existence and its legitimacy. Criticism is one thing. Criticism of a war is good, but it's not criticism. Israel is under permanent attack about its right to exist by a whole campaign around the world chanting from the river to the sea, seeking to eliminate this state altogether. And that means that Israel has to be on its guard, and it requires citizens to step up, speak up, and it requires the diaspora as well to speak up for the state of Israel, because they understand the consequences if Israel is demonized, what that means for their ability to live as free Jews in the diaspora. Unfortunately, Israel hasn't been very effective or active in making the case for itself. The burden has fallen mostly on private citizens making the case for Israel, those involved with the Citizen Spokesperson's Office that I founded, those working in other formats. And I hope that as we pass our 77th Independence Day and look forward towards the 100th anniversary of the State of Israel, we really give this country a kick up the backside and start speaking up for ourselves.
When you are speaking up for the State of Israel and you have some of these debates, even with some other influential voices around the world, what's been one of the most common misconceptions that you've heard from these anti-Israel voices about their perception of Israel?
There is a fundamental misunderstanding of what Israel is, because Israel's opponents around the world are projecting onto it. They don't look at the state of Israel as a democratic country founded by Jewish refugees persecuted around the world who came together to build an exemplary state. They see it as an example of colonialism, imperialism, even white supremacism, which would be a surprise to anyone who's seen how brown Israelis are. Just go down the beach on a Saturday. You're talking about people who have convinced themselves that the worst thing about the world is Western imperialism, and that Israel is the vanguard of this evil and needs to be destroyed. And look, this is classic anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism has always been the belief that the Jews stand in the way of some greater utopian world, and if you fix the Jewish problem, you pave the way to the salvation of mankind. And we see the same thing with the way that the activism against Israel isn't about the conduct of the war. It's an attempt to totally delegitimize the state in the hope that out of the ashes of the Jewish state will arise a new and better world. And it's terrifying, and we have to fight it.
And that is exactly what you've been doing for well over a year and a half at this point. Eylon, as we mark this 77th Independence Day, how do you yourself celebrate Independence Day here in Israel?
Well, unfortunately, there isn't going to be a fly past this year because our planes are a little bit preoccupied with the war right now.
Yes.
But I always enjoy standing on the beach in Tel Aviv with my feet in the water, watching the planes go overhead. It's always jolly good. Barbecue is not so much when you're a vegetarian. It's not quite as exciting as when you're an meat eater. But being able to celebrate with friends and the sunshine in Israel, there's nothing like it.
One last thing, any message that you would have for anyone watching, not only here in Israel, but the diaspora, an Independence Day message coming from the State of Israel?
Things can always get better, but it's going to depend just on us. Israel is a heartbeat away from celebrating its 100th Independence Day. It's just around the corner. Israeli couples who get married this year are going to have kids who could be, receiving an honor from the president as one of the 100 outstanding soldiers in just 23 years' time. And Israel needs to start looking forward. Every decision we make needs to be with an eye on 100 years. How do we want to reach the centenary as a country? It's possible the wheels fall off this place, but it's also possible that we're able to use that reprieve of October 7th, that rediscover that moment of solidarity, of unity, of togetherness, of all hands on deck in order to create a really, really wonderful future here.
100 years, that's what we're counting down towards, it seems. Eylon Levy, thank
120, let's count down
120, let's continue. Eylon Levy, thank you for being with us. We also want to wish all of our viewers a very happy Independence Day, a Yom Ha'atzmaut Sameach, however and wherever you may be celebrating. Thank you so much for tuning into this special Independence Day edition of I-24 News.